Gimkit has many modes, but which mode is the best? I mean, I want to be playing the best mode. After all, who would spend $5 for a season ticket just to play a bad game? So, to figure which games are superior and which are disasters, I have made a tier list. Yeah, super impressive. I know, right? S tier means the game's absolutely incredible, and it's a symbol of Gimkit. A tier are games that are fun and commonly played and enjoyed by everyone. B tier means the game could be better, but it is pretty good for what it is. C tier means they are very mediocre, ones that people don't think about often. Finally, if any game lands in D tier, they should go straight to the dumpster where they belong. So, let's start with Don't Look Down, the most classic game. It's a very simple concept. Try to get as high as you can, but the higher you go, the higher you fall. As boring as that may sound, it's not all boring. There are shortcuts to save time. There's also apparently secret game lore, and even lasers. This is definitely what I would call A tier. Do you agree with me? Moving on. Well, actually, the only downside being, well, there's no boss battle or any battling at all. No action, which is a huge missed opportunity. And moving on, we have Fishtopia, a fishing game. This game is very interesting. Hold on, I'm getting reports from my manager here that says this game is not very good. I mean, you can only get power-ups to get faster and better fish, but there's no real ending, no lore, no action, and it's not a lot of fun. Huh, where do you think I'm gonna put it? D tier, where it belongs, obviously. Next, we have Knockback, one of my favorite games. I am Odin from all this. We have Knockback, a game that is exciting as its name. This is the first action game on this tier list. Woohoo! And it does not disappoint. The mechanics are simple but a lot of fun. Your goal is to blast your opponent off the map. There is no health, but instead fragility, or how much a player can be knocked back when they're hit. Overall, this game is excellent, but it can definitely be improved. For example, accidentally falling off the map and giving opponents a point might not be the best. So, there's also no lore, which is very unfortunate. And to top everything off, it kind of gets boring after a few times. And so, this is the definition of B tier. After that, we have a classic game of Capture the Flag. This game requires at least 4 players, which kind of sucks. Say you don't have friends. And yeah, that's it. That's what it needs to be fun. Which is pretty major downside, because you're only assigned to one team out of 2, Echo or Vortex. And you have to capture the other team's flag. There are also power-ups like speed upgrades and invisibility fragments. I'm gonna say this is C tier. Not B tier, C tier. Do you agree with me? Wait, what's this? A subscribe button? That's what you should press. Not me. This is the best of all. S tier. Subscribe right now. But, okay, let's dig up the truth. About Dig It Up. It's awesome. While it does not have a lot of action, the concept makes up for everything. The objective is to save Miracle, who got stuck in the sky. I wonder how that happened. You have to dig down for materials, which you use to eventually build up. Buy better pickaxes to dig faster, and buy permits to build higher. Eventually, you'll build high enough to reach Miracle, and that's where the game ends. But that's when the game gets entertaining. There are 10 golden keys scattered around the map. If you bring them to Miracle, you unlock a secret cutscene. Additionally, there are some fellow villagers in the map who are not very optimistic, but enough spoilers. Play the game if you want to have the best experience. Oh, did I forget to mention our world record? S tier, obviously. Who doesn't agree with me? Tag Domination is next in line. This game is somewhat like Capture the Flag, but it's also different in a good way. You still need 4 players, but it's best if you have 6. However, there are tons of game mechanics, from energy generators to emergency exits to teleporters to an entire upgrade area. You get the point. The actual gameplay is easy to understand. Tag your opponents when it's your turn to tag, and run away and hide when it's your turn to run away from the taggers. In the end, Tag Domination dominates over Capture the Flag. A tier. Do you agree with me? Next up, well, while you can survive being tagged, Snow Survival takes it to a whole new level. At the beginning of the game, a random player is cursed and has to spread the curse by knocking out other players. Because of this, there's a lot more action, which makes it quite fun. However, the Gimkit developers decided to add more. There's a secret fishing station where you can catch fish. Then you can use the fish to make weapons. Sounds weird. To protect yourself from the curse. This goes in B tier. I think that's where it belongs. Mainly because you need a considerable amount of players for maximum fun. We're not done though, because this game has a lot of lore connected to it. One way out. In One Way Out, you have to escape a ship that was overtaken by evil plants? Bit strange, but okay. It is the epicenter of all lore in Gimkit. Literally almost every piece of lore in Gimkit is related to this game. And the game is pretty decent. There are side quests, just like Dig It Up. There are lasers, just like Don't Look Down. There's action, like most Gimkit games. It's pretty good. However, the game is sometimes annoying, and there isn't really anything that really interesting other than the B tier. Let's move on. Blastball. It's a sports-style game where you blast the ball into your opponent's goal. Blastball also blasts itself straight into D tier. You wanna know why? After all, you can't even blast your opponents. You can only blast the ball. Also, there seems to be no lore at all, which kinda stinks, and you need 4 players for anything interesting to happen. And even then, it's still bad. It deserves this. And to continue the negative streak, we have Snowbrawl, which is basically Snow Survival without the excitement, or the fun, or the steroids, or the curse, or the lore. This game is similar to Knockback, but it's not a platformer, and you have health. I've played this a few times, and it's very easy for the good players to win. Gimkit needs to overhaul this game, or else Knockback will completely take over. I think this deserves C tier. Our second to last game is Farmchain. You might think this game is so bad that it doesn't even deserve to be on the list. I mean, look at it. You farm, collect research, which is extremely boring. You do trash collection, get water, and earn some cash. But it's actually not all that bad. Outside of the farming area, you'll find many other farming areas just waiting to be bought. Bad news though, in order to buy them, you have to earn a lot of cash, which will probably take forever. In fact, this game might earn the title of the slowest Gimkit game, because you'll probably need to spend 3 hours to make good progress. This game does have potential, so it's not going into the waste bucket. It's going into C tier, where it belongs. This is just our opinion. You might want to start harvesting though, because the final game is an apocalypse. No, seriously, I'm not kidding. It's actually called that. Anyways, this game is a sequel to One Way Out, and it deserves to be. It has totally different style, but connects to the lore very well. This game definitely focuses on teamwork, and you'll probably want at least 3 players. It also goes on indefinite. As far as I can tell, there are 5 roles: Defender, Healer, Tank, Ranger, and Builder. And in my opinion, Ranger is the best. But they all are important in some way. It is truly different from the other game modes, and I like that. Gimkit needs to do more stuff like this more often. A tier. Now that every game is ranked, I can clearly say none of them are the best. Instead, this award goes to Gimkit Creative, a game developing platform by Gimkit. Through Gimkit Creative, you can make any game you want, share with your friends, and publish it to the entire world, as long as you follow the community guidelines, of course. Say you don't like Blastball because you can't die. Well, you can just recreate it and make whatever changes you want. Say you want to play hide and seek. Well, that already exists. Enjoy building. Oh, and there's one more super important thing I forgot to mention. Psych!